Hello everyone, welcome back to Science with Diksha. I am Diksha and today we are beginning one of the most important chapter of ecology, organisms and population. This chapter is extremely important for NEET, CBSE board exams, CUET, SSC, UPSC foundation biology because many questions are directly asked for the concepts we will discuss today. So keep your notebook ready, pause whenever you need to make notes, and let's begin. So, chapter is chapter 12 Biology, chapter 11 Organisms and Population. It's the part 1. Before opening the chapter, I want you to imagine something. Suppose you wake up early in the morning and go to nearby park. What do you observe? Trees, grass, butterflies, dogs, birds, insects, people walking, a small pond, flowers. Now think carefully. Do these organisms live independently? Can butterflies survive without flowers? Can birds survive without insects? Can plants survive without soil microorganisms? Can humans survive without plants? Absolutely not. Every living organism is connected to many other living organisms and also to its physical surrounding. The science that study all the relationships is called ecology. And today's chapter starts exactly from here. By the end of the lecture, you will able to answer these questions. What is ecology? What is a population? What are population attributes? Why do population have characteristics that individuals don't? How do we measure population density? How are age pyramids interrupted? These are some of the most frequently tested concepts in competitive examinations. What is ecology? Let's begin with the first concept. Ecology. The word ecology comes from the two Greek words that are okios means habitat, house, यानी कि घर. Logos means study. तो ये दो वर्ड्स आपने याद रखने हैं, ओकियस और लोगस. ओकियस मीन्स हैबिटेट और हाउस एंड लोगस मीन्स स्टडी. So ecology literal means the study of organisms in their natural home. But for examination purpose, remember the NCERT definition. Ecology is the branch of biology that studies the interactions among organisms and between organisms and their environment. Ecology is study of interactions between organisms and environment. Environment has two components. First is abiotic components and second is biotic components. So अबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स के अंदर क्या क्या आता है? वाटर, सॉइल, टेम्परेचर, एयर और लाइट. और बायोटिक के अंदर प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स. Whenever you hear the word ecology, always think about interaction, not just organism interactions. If a fish is living in a pond, what abiotic factor affected? Water, temperature, dissolved oxygen, light, pH. Now, what are its biotic interactions? Aquatic plants, small fishes, predators, microorganisms. So now, level of ecological organization. Now come a very important concept. Ecologists study life at different levels. Think of it as a building a house. You don't start with the entire house building. You being with a brick. Similarly, ecology begins from one organisms and gradually move to larger groups. Organism, population, community, ecosystem, biome, biosphere. An organism means one individual. For example, one tiger, one mango tree, one human. Next come population. Many individuals of the same species living together. Example is all deer living in Jim Corbett National Park. ये हमारी population है. Community. Different population living together. Example, deer, tiger, grass, trees, birds, all together form a community. Then comes the ecosystem. Now we include living organisms and their physical environment. Finally, biome. Large geographical region having similar climate. Example, desert, tropical forest, grassland. So, here's the memory trick. Remember this order using a shortcut. OPCEBB. O. Organisms, P. Population, C. Community, E. Ecosystem, B. Biome, and B. Biosphere. So today's chapter mainly focus on the second level, population. What is population? Let's understand this through an example. Imagine these are 200. So where we were? Okay. Imagine there are 200 pigeons living in our city. Do they belong to the same species? Yes. Do they live in same geographical area? Yes. Can they interbreed? Yes. Then together they form a population. Then there is a definition. A population is a group of individuals of the same species living in a particular geographical area, sharing resources and capable of interbreeding. There are examples: all lotus plants in one pond, all bacteria in one culture plate, all rats in one building, all teak trees in one forest. Are all students in your school a population? No. Why? Because they belong to one species, humans. But in ecology, a population refers to individual occupying a defined habitat and interacting ecologically. A classroom example is helpful, but natural ecological population are defined by their habitat and interactions. So now population attributes. Now comes the heart of the lecture today. NCERT says an individual organism has certain characteristics, but a population has additional characteristics called population attributes that are natality, mortality, sex ratio, age structure, population density. So, attribute 1, natality. Natality means birth rate. Birth rate. Okay. Notice we are not talking about birth of a one baby. We are talking about birth rate of an entire population. Example, suppose there are 20 lotus in a pound. Next year, 8 new plant appear. Birth rate 8 by 20 is equals to 0.4 per lotus per year. This is the per capita birth rate used in population ecology. Here's an exam tip. Birth rate is not equals to number of birth. Birth rate is birth per individual per unit time. So here's the attribute to mortality. Now, mortality means death rate. Example are there are 40 fruit flies, 4 die within 1 week. So death rate will be 4 by 40, that is 0.1 per fruit fly per week. Mortality is also expressed on a per capita basis. Common mistake: student often write mortality is equals to number of deaths. That's incomplete. Always mention deaths per individual per unit time. Attribute 3, sex ratio. Now imagine a village. There are 100 people, 60 are females and 40 are males. Their ratio 60 ratio 40. is called sex ratio. Sex ratio is equals to female ratio over males. While an individual is either male or female, a population has a sex ratio, which influences future reproduction. Attribute 4, age structure. There is a one of the easiest topic. Every population contains young individuals, adult individuals, old individuals. We represent them graphically. We get an age pyramid. So there are these three pyramids. First is expanding, that is growing population. Second is stable population, that is uniform. And third is declining population, that is having a narrow base. These three represent the age pyramids for human population. At the base there are pre-reproductive, above that reproductive, and on the top post-reproductive. So graphs are expanding, stable, or declining. Last is attribute 5, population density. Suppose two forests are compared. Forest A 500 grass plants. Forest B have one banyan tree. Can we say forest A is more important? No. That single banyan tree support birds, insect, shade, and many more other organisms. So population density is not always measured by counting individuals. Depending on organisms, ecologists may use number of individuals, biomass, percentage cover, indirect estimate such as crab count or animal science, example like bacteria culture and tiger census, to show why indirect measures are often used. So here's a quick classroom activity. Let's revise together. I'll say a statement. You will tell me the attributes. Let me zoom this for you guys. Okay. There are 70 females and 30 males. What will you call it? Sex ratio. Then five rabbits were born this month. What will you call it? Natality. 10 birds died. That is mortality. Most individuals are young. That means age structure. The number of fish caught per trap is increasing. That will be population density. That's the end. Today, we learned that ecological studies interaction between organisms and their environment. We also explored the level of ecological organizations and understood what a population is. Finally, we discussed five key population attributes: natality, mortality, sex ratio, age structure, and population density, and why these are properties of population rather than individual organisms. In next lecture, we will learn how population change over the time through birth, death, immigration, emigration, and we will explore exponential and logistic population growth. There's a homework for you. Define ecology, define population with two examples, differentiate natality and mortality, explain sex ratio, draw and label the three pyramids, age pyramids. Why is population density not always measured by counting individuals? Thank you and follow for more.